on after the game as well. So definitely check that out. All right, Big Five. All right. I decided to turn it down this week instead of blowing people's eardrums. Even I was like, whoa, that was really loud. Like, watching it. So especially in the morning, now some of you maybe at work or whatever, or in your car, you're blowing your eardrums out. All right, Big Five here. Last week, Big Five, Jets and the Vikings. Vikings actually won. Vikings are no joke. We'll talk about the Jets for sure. They got a game this week. But I think the Vikings are no joke. Sam Darnold, I mean, they're winning every game. They're 5-0. They're definitely on a roll. The Jets offense just isn't getting it done. Even with Aaron Rodgers, I mean, they're really just struggling. It looks like a struggle. So that's the thing there. Packers and the Rams, two teams that made the playoffs last year. Rams, I think, have real problems. I think they're playing hard. They don't seem to be quitting. I think they're playing hard. I think they're having a hard time overcoming their injuries. Jordan Love, I think, needs to step up a little bit. But that was kind of pretty much as I expected. He's kind of working his way back into shape. But definitely the Packers winning that game, no surprise. Dallas, Pittsburgh, ugly. UGLY, you ain't got ugly. I mean, Dallas turns the ball over 3 times and still wins. That was exactly as I thought. I mean, Dallas, I think, I don't know where to place them. I mean, they're right in the middle. Fields is not it, guys. I mean, he's not. Too many negative plays. He oohs and ahs with some of these runs he makes, and he makes some throws that are exciting. But, man, he's just not, to me, anywhere near consistent enough as well. Stephon Diggs had a huge day. Didn't surprise me. Josh Allen really struggled. 8 for 30. This is why people keep telling me that he's better than Lamar. Lamar doesn't have a day like it. I mean, I've never seen Lamar. I could tell you, if it had been Lamar Jackson, everybody would have been like, oh, we can't. I think the problem is with Allen, he doesn't have the talent around him that he once had. I think they'll be fine, though. But, yeah, Diggs was really – they were really motivated and to go ahead and get that win. Houston's kind of won, but they've looked a little shaky. But Houston's no joke and really good. And outclassed the Chefs over the Chefs over the Saints. They didn't – Kareem Hunt and Juju Smith-Schuster didn't miss a beat. These guys been there, done that. Former Chiefs, plug them right in. No problem. Chefs really, they're not rolling over for anybody. Nobody's taking it from them. Thursday night game here. This week, the Niners, who all of a sudden now have a losing record. They're 2-3 after the loss to Arizona, going against the Seahawks in this one. Seahawks, I think, are kind of a middle of the pack team. I think they're good at times, and they're not so good at times. I mean, for lack of a better way to describe that, they at times look like a team. Man, they're going to the playoffs. They're going to do something, and then they kind of they lose a game like last week, like as well. Niners, I think the injuries are piling up. They're really going to need this game. I think they should get it, but they really have some issues. They got no Christian McCaffrey. Kittle's been in and out. The line has been suspect. Trent Williams still kind of working his way back into shape. Purdy, I think, is pretty good. I don't think that's the problem. Defensively, they haven't looked anything like they've looked the last few years. Teams are scoring a lot of points on them. I think they win. I think they'll have a bigger sense of urgency over the Seahawks. I would say this would be very close. That's a tough home field that the Seahawks have to go into. I'll take the Niners. Shout out to the Bucs going through this. Sure, this is difficult for them. Anybody knows about that, it's these guys, the Saints, and the people in New Orleans. As far as the Hurricane, I think the Bucs are really good. I like the Bucs as far as put some respect on them. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Curtis Godwin, they're good. They really played really well all year long. So I definitely like them. I think they score points. They don't just win one way. They kind of they're pliable too. They kind of they have good days on defense. They had a good day against Detroit, stopping them where they only gave up like 16 points. I think they seem to find a way to win. I kind of been pretty impressed with this with the job the Bucs have done. The Saints, I think their issues are for real. Spencer Rattler is going to start this game instead of Carr. Carr is injured. They still have a shot to win this division, but it's going to be tough. I don't think they beat Tampa in this one as well. I think defensively, that's again, they have a side of the ball, I would say, that kind of keep them in games. I think the defense, Dennis Allen is pretty good on defense. I don't think he's the worst coach in the world, like I keep hearing. But I mean, but definitely it's a big step down. I think the reason why it looks so bad is a huge step down from Sean Payton. I mean, that's clear. That's why. But I think the Bucs actually get this one. AFC West, Los Angeles Superchargers and the Denver Broncos. Broncos with a winning record, 3-2 against the Chargers, 2-2. The Chargers, I think, if you could keep Herbert on the field, I think you actually have something. The thing you obviously like about the Chargers is the formula. You know what it is. You got Greg Roman there as the OC. J.K. and Gus running the ball. They're going to run the football a lot. They have a really good quarterback. They don't have a receiving core. McConkey, I think, had his best game the last time out. Lad McConkey, the rookie. So they have offensive line, even though they had some injuries. I think that's causing it. Denver, I don't know if you go into Denver and win, though. Denver is really good in terms of their performance so far this year. Patrick Surtain might be the best cornerback in the league so far this year to date. He has really, really played well on defense. I think the defense has been good. The offense, I don't think is great. I think, like some people are saying, it does to me look like they have some training wheels on Knicks, but playing within himself, I think that's very good. I think they're doing what they have to do. I think they go ahead and get the win. The Lions and the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to be beat up pretty good by a real football team. The Cowboys, I think, all they have on offense is CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. That's all that's there. There's nothing else. You know, that they're really, their offensive line is really a really work in progress. There's almost no run game at all. They're still developing on the other side at receiver, tight end. A lot of Ferguson, I think, Ferguson's pretty good at tight end. Their defense is got a ton of injuries. I didn't see Micah Parsons. I didn't see DeMarcus Lawrence. They got a lot of injuries on defense. I think the Lions beat the brakes off of them, frankly, in this one. Lions haven't always looked good. I like to see them look good, though, but I don't see any way they lose to the Cowboys. Oh, yes, the Jets. I love you, Jet fan. I love you. I love you, Jet fan. This is the goofiest firing of the coach I ever saw. I'm going to talk Buffalo quick real first. I think Buffalo kind of is what I kind of thought. Not as good on offense. Allen, as a result, hasn't been as good. So they've really struggled. I think defensively, they kind of go as the teams kind of go as they have good defensive performances. I think it's kind of struggled the defensive line. They need to step up a little bit as well. They're not going to have Von Miller got themselves suspended. So they defensively, if they can play well on defense, they're going to win. I think they possibly. I don't know if they win this game though. They should. I think they're going to win this game. The Jets. That's the goofiest firing I ever saw. Just truly like goofy. Like what? So let me get this straight. It's Robert Saleh's fault that the offense is bad. He goes and wants to fire the OC, or at least demote him, Paul Hackett, who's been struggling with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron doesn't show up to camp. but this is his fault. Right? I love you, Jeff. And the media, that's even funnier. Well, he didn't. Oh, stop. His defenses played well. They gave him no offense. They gave him no authority to pick the players, but it's his fault that they're losing. That's crazy. That said, despite everything I said, usually you see teams, and they are a decent enough team, I think still, when a coach gets fired, a team plays with a little more fire, at least the first 2 weeks. So I think that happens, and I'm going to take the Jets in this one. There you go. Big five